Hello. Now for the next bit. Right. See, there's the neck. Starting at that end. To that end. Right. Remember I filled in that little gap. I've got to sand that off. Right. That'll be as good as new when it's done. We did the scarf joint on here. Right. And we're a little bit concerned about the strength of that. So I'm gonna pop a couple of holes through here, 3 actually, and put a dowel in there. And because this is kind of narrow wood, I'm going to go all the way through, so it's going to leave 3 circles on the back here where the end of the dowel shows, because otherwise if I go so it's almost to the bottom, I don't like the way that's going to, you know, I think it'll be stronger if it goes all the way through. So because of that, I got a red oak dowel to match the fretboard, right? And I'll have a nice contrasting 3 red dots if I make a nice pattern here, right? Then I can maybe you know, flow with that part of the design somewhere. Know what I mean? Right. So that's the plan. I'm going to do that. First, I'm going to get my saw here. Yes, that's me right up close. Right. Cut my dowels off here. Doesn't sound good, does it? Sounds pretty uncomfortable having your dowel sawed off. Maybe I should do it over here so I can have a little bit more control of what I'm doing. Ah, you see, much better. 1. 2. 3. Now, put the edge protectors back on here to protect the teeth and to protect me. Because I don't want to scratch myself on here. Or like the first day that I got that saw, I gave myself a pretty nasty cut with it because I was, you know, screwing around. And so, something you want to avoid, safety. Right? Like I always say. Yeah. Don't hurt yourself. That's what I always say. Because I don't want to hear you crying about it. Alright. Now, to make, this is 3/8 inch, 3/8 inch dowel. It's not as easy to say as some might think. Right. So, in this here, I got my fancy smancy porcelain bits. And I'm going to use the 3/8 bit here to drill my holes. And hopefully it fits. Yes, it does. Right. Now I've gone and lost those. And you do the old chuck key deal. Make sure it's safe and secure. going to go all the way. Nope. Good. Alright. Oh, that's pretty tight. Raise this far over here. Room. Beautiful. What do I do? You want something going again? Let it straight. Anyway. Got that nice and tight. Right now, this is a pretty important bit because I want to make sure I'm going to have it visible. What's my pencil? Pencil. I'm going to have it visible. I want it to be nice and accurate and well placed. Right? If I was going to hide them, then it wouldn't matter too much if it's symmetrical and you know what. So it's going to be nice and square. We'll use a right angle here, right angle square edge. Looks pretty good. Pretty good. And this is obviously way more than half an inch. See how this is going to look. No, it's not so bad, baby. Not so bad. Maybe I'll do 4 of them. Take 4 of them. I don't know. 4 it is. So here we got the stick again. Saw again. Going to do 4 because with that look, stupid. Because doing with that marking it out there, I'll show you what happened. Marking out square edge, using this to first of all make across the top there and that bit for the spacing, right? Because you can see the angle of the join there, so it's going to go through both sections just nicely. Right, and then I use this bit thinking this would be the halfway mark, but it's a little over. But when I do it like that, and then like that, on each of these cross points, if I put the thing there, you will see that that fits it there quite nice. So 4 of those, when it's all sanded down and smoothed over and all that goody stuff, on the back of here, that'll be 4 nice dots showing. Hopefully it looks, pretty, what do you call it, aesthetically pleasing. So that's the plan. That is the plan. So now that's marked out. Got my dowels cut. Just going to cheat here a little bit and round the edges over just a little bit before I tap them through so they don't jag, because nobody wants a jagged dowel. That would be some bullshit. That's right. See, remember I gave you that warning? There's going to be swears and stuff. If you don't like it, move on. It's just the real world, ladies and gentlemen, and others. I'm not saying that to be, you know, funny, but there's different times. Used to be, once upon a time, when the world wasn't so enlightened, it used to be just ladies and gentlemen. Now, people are becoming more self-aware and open with themselves, and all that other stuff. People are finding that they're not necessarily just ladies or gentlemen. They could be something else entirely, which is fine. That's good. If that's what makes you happy, brings you peace, then you be whoever your inside is telling you to be. Because the way it used to be, is then everybody like, you're this and you can't be something different. That was a pretty miserable old world. Nobody really liked it. I think even the people who were enforcing it, I think even they didn't like it. Yeah, they didn't like who they were either. Now I'm looking for a block to set my thing on, my neck. I had a little block of wood around here somewhere. There it is. Found it. You can stop looking now, found it. Oh. Now, probably the most important part of using this drill. Second most. Oh, there's one. I found that. All right. All right. Now, as I said before, right, you use a high-speed machine here with spinning parts and turning around bits. So, you want to be safe. Use safety when using these machines. Right, very safety conscious. I don't want none of you to do something stupid and hurt yourself and then blame me because, oh well, I've seen Ozzy do it and, you know, he didn't hurt himself, so I'm going to try it and I lost an eye. Right? I take no responsibility for your stupid actions, alright? That's a disclaimer. I don't have any safety glasses. Probably should, but in case there are. Alright. So now I can use wiggle around and maybe do some. Look at that. That's almost as if it was predestined to be that size. Oh my goodness. So now you wind up the point with the Forstner to the little crisscross in half. Ooh. You didn't hear that, did you? Right. So, see? Now. Through, see? Woo. See, now on the top part here, where these dowels are going through, that's going to be covered up by the fretboard. So you're not going to see it. See, now, you're not going to hear this what I'm saying now because this is a part of the video where I'm going to overlay it with some music from my friend Francisco. Hopefully, I can figure out how to do that. Didn't intend for that to do that, but it's all right. That'll clean up when we shake the neck and that. Because I'm going too fast. That's why. I'm trying to rush. This kind of thing should be done slowly and carefully. Right, well I didn't go all the way through, did I? See? See what I did? Stop too soon. So now I'm going to have to jack around with it a bit, get it right. Which is a little disappointing because, you know, I'm supposed to be real smart and stuff. Here we go. Tap it through all the way through. There you have it. 4 holes through and through. Now, dusty, get rid of the sawdust out of the way. Let this fella down. Bought some new glue today. These people are not sponsors, not yet. But when I'm big and famous, then they'll all come beating up after my door. Please let us sponsor you and give you free stuff and money. And then I'll say, okay. Because that's the kind of guy I am. Alright, so I'm going to glue these in. Spread the glue around. We've got plenty of it, covering all the surfaces, and then you're going to alright, here's my finger together. Right, then after that, after I got this set in, I'm going to show you my surprise. My exciting stuff came. Stuff that I ordered from CB Giddy. Parts for my guitar. They're not sponsors yet, neither, but they don't have to be. Because I'm just going to buy all my stuff from them anyway. They're an awesome website, and they're like the promoters, not promoters, what do you call it? Sponsors of the Cigar Box Nation. .com. That's where I'm learning all this stuff from. And the most important thing I've learned from them is that there really are no hard and fast rules about making your guitar. So tap them on through, tap them on through. Right, and now I have to go a little bit further through because I'm going to want to sand them. There you go. Now, you can see what I've done there. Right, gone all the way through like that. That's going to look pretty acceptable, I think. Except the glue didn't come through in there. Let's go all the way through, shall we? There's still some gaps there, I don't know why. Maybe what I should have done was put the glue in the holes and then push the pegs through. Yeah, now that I think about it, that makes more sense. Because then, you know, you'd be sure to have all the glue everywhere. Right now I'm trying to push it down the gaps. And that's probably not the best way. And if you're outside in the Midwest this time of the year wearing shorts, something's going to happen to you. And that something is mosquitoes. They're going to bite the crap out of you. So, to put those little buggers in their place, I'm going to use this Mosquito. And then, apparently, this thing, when you're wearing one of these, wave it around, wave it around. Apparently it scares mosquitoes away. So they won't eat you and bite you on the ankles. Which they're doing to me. And I don't like it. I've barely got enough blood myself. I'm not going to share it with those six-legged things. Right, now I'm going to tap this back through this way again. Hang on. That glue really does set up pretty quick. It says on the label that it sets up, you know, good grip pretty fast, and it sure did. So that's glued. While I'm thinking about it, I'm just going to take that edge off here, otherwise I'm going to forget again where I did that little repair bit. See, now look, you might remember there was a big old chip in there, right? And I filled it with the sawdust that I saved and a bit of glue, mixed that up and jammed it all in there. And that's almost, but not quite, invisible. So that's pretty fantastic. Right, so what I'm going to do is going to leave these to dry. So that'll be another day. Come back out tomorrow again and off. Make sure you wipe off the excess glue. You don't have too much glue because then you're going to have a hard time cleaning it up after once it's set up. It's going to get hardened. So really you should be using a damp rag. I haven't got one because I didn't think ahead. So I'm just going to use this here dog blanket. My brother was a carpenter. He's passed away now. and I miss him a lot. He taught me a lot of stuff I know about carpentry, and yeah, and as he said, rough enough is good enough, right? Don't worry about what they say, measure twice and cut once. You want to be extra sure and measure 3 times and cut twice. Right, now while that's setting up, and I'll come back tomorrow with my little saw and trim those off nice and flat and sand them flat and everything, and they'll look pretty schmicko. But now, my toys have arrived from CB Giddy. See, look at that. CB Giddy Crafter Supply, and they sell just about everything that you need to make a cigar box guitar. Even like a whole kit with everything in it that you need, and they send you all the stuff and you just have to put it together, which is pretty damn amazing. And the prices, like prices are really good. They're not outrageous at all. I was a bit concerned, you know, at first that it was going to cost me a lot of money, but it really didn't. Alright, so first of all, I got these black steel threaded rods. You see that? Nuts and bridges. So, what that's going to do, if I can ever get these little bags, I hate these little bags, by the way. You can never get them to open right, and then when you finally do tear them, they open too easy. Right, getting one out. Get one out. Right, so where the fretboard stops here, right, this is going to sit sort of inlaid a little bit behind the end of the fretboard, and that's where your strings are going to run over, right? And then down at the other end on the cigar box, right near where your strings escape from to come up to the headstock there, this is going to be where the strings go over that on this end, down here like that, right? And I might just grind this area here flat so it won't want to tend to roll or anything. It'll sit there nice. And I don't know if you're supposed to glue them or not, but I might glue them in place. Anyway, so that's those. They're a pretty good price. And oh look, it's a oh, yeah, it's like a hex key end almost, I think. Anyway, you don't have to use these for a bridge or your nuts. For your nuts. You could use like all manner of things, but I bought these mostly for convenience because the supplier offers them for specifically that. And being this is my first build, I want to like do some things right, you know. So I got that. Here is a set of strings. Set of strings there. There's 3 strings in there. It's going to be tuned to GDG. 3 string electric cigar box guitar. This is going to be an acoustic one, and then maybe later on down the road, I will you know, electrify it, make an electric guitar out of it. Well, then I got these little beauties here. So these are the guitar tuners, and I've got to say they're pretty nice. If I can get this little bag open. Did I mention how much I hate these little bags? You can't get them open. Especially when your eyesight is not what it used to be. I can't believe I just said that. I sound like my father. That's bad. Right, here's the guitar tuners. What's that other thing for? Right, so we got, on this case, 2 right and 1 left. Right? So, that's gonna, so this is gonna go here like that. So I've got to bang a hole through there. And it's gonna sit on there like this. And what you want to make sure you do, hang on, when you set it on there, make sure that the workings of it, the gear, is facing down towards the other end of the guitar. You don't want to have them upside down like that because it's not going to work right. Okay, so you've got to make sure it's down this way. And you don't want to have them too close to each other because you want to be able to make sure that they're clear of not banging into each other with these screw points here. Now what else is in here is this thing, which I just figured out what these are for. Alright, yeah, so you drill the hole and then you stick these little collets through, right, and you put that in the hole and then you insert the machine head through that, right, and that stops it wearing against the wood. Didn't think about that. And of course there's little screws there so you can screw them down, the screw points. So they're really nice. I've got like a pearly looking tuning key here, and see, look at that, you turn that and that bit goes around and around and around. Cool beans. Alright, and I'm assuming that this here little piece of paper that comes with it is going to tell me exactly how big to drill the holes. Yes, tells you right on there. Shafts of these tuners are made just under 1/4 inch, so a 1/4 inch drill bit will work. For the fine for the shaft itself, you'll want to drill your holes between 3/8 and 1/2 inch away from the edge of the headstock, and it tells exactly what to do. So that's good, because I was a bit worried that I'd have to figure it out for myself. But these guys, CB Giddy, Cigar Box Nation store, right? They know that I don't know. So yeah, which is a good thing. That's going to help a lot. Right, so I got those. I got the nut and bridge like I showed you. I got the strings like I showed you. Where have I put them? Put them back in the bag. Hello. Yep. Machine heads or tuning keys. Got them there. And then these are just a little extra thing. You don't really need these at all, but I think they're gonna just make it look a little bit more nicer. And what it is these fancy corners. See, so like a corner cover. Right, I'm going to take the whole thing out of the bag. Right, and what you do, oops, is when your box is all done and everything's set to go, you attach these on here, and see how fancy that looks? See? Doesn't it look nice? And that's going to protect my... I could do them like that and look stupid. That would look really stupid, wouldn't it? Yeah. No, so you put them on like this, and it protects the corners of your box from when you're, you know, traveling around the countryside playing your guitar music for, you know, for the masses, and you bump into the counter or the bar, you know, at the pub that you're at, and you don't want to break your guitar. So you put these things on there, and it protects them, and they also make it look nice. So I'm quite glad I bought those. So that's what I got from the Cigar Box Supply store. The guitar take two. That's what I got from CB Giddy Craft Supply, and you can be guaranteed that I will be doing all of my shopping for my essential bits and pieces from those guys. The website is easy to negotiate or navigate. I mean, you can find everything is all well laid out and organised. The prices are pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. And the shipping is like a couple of days and it's here. So they're really good. They offer a great service, and I highly recommend them. And I'm going to continue to highly recommend them until until one day, maybe, hopefully never, that they're going to make a mistake. But they're not going to make a mistake because they've been doing this for years. They know what they're doing, and I'm sure that if something went wrong with the order, they would fix it without a hassle. So I'm going to cut this little piece of foil off here because it's been bothering me since the very first day. I'm going to cut that off. I don't like it. There you go. That's much more happy making. See, this lid fits really good and snug. So I like that. That's going to make it easier for when I'm doing the build. Take a little bit of foil off this side as well. I don't know yet if I'm going to keep the box looking like this, with all the original stampings and stuff on there. But that's just like, it's not pressed in, it's just stamped on there. So I may, well, actually these end ones are stamped in pretty solid. But anyway, what I was going to say was I might at least the top part here, sand all that down so it's clean, and then put a nice clear finish on it so that those corners will really stand out nicely. The sides here, I'm going to leave them how they are. I'm going to have to because look, see, stamped in there. I don't know if you can see, see there against the light. This is stamped in there. If I try to sand that out, it's going to just, there's going to be no wood left. Same as that one. So I'm going to leave them on there so, people can know what kind of cigar box it is to start with. I don't know if that's important or not, but it might be, so. Yeah. So, that's that. So, there we have it. That's another installment on excuse me, another installment on me making my very first build of a cigar box guitar. Thanks for joining me so far. I'll be back for the next bit later on. And like I said, for you it's going to be instantaneous. For me, might be like 24 hours. Anyway, hang in there, stay tight, all that cool shit. Alright. Now, you see that? How we glued those joints? Right, they're dry now. It's been not quite 24 hours, but close enough. So I'm going to trim those bits off. Oops. And then I kind of made a decision. It's probably a bit late in the game, but what I want to do is add wings to this, to the headstock. So it's just not a skinny butter knife looking thing. It's actually, got some shape to it. So basically what I have to do is take a skinny piece of a poplar stick that I got here, and I'm going to glue it on the outsides of the headstock, and then of course I have to leave that for a while to set up. And then it'll look pretty special. See, so what you can see I'm doing here is cutting off the extra bits of the dowels that's sticking out. As I said before, the top part of the neck is going to be covered by the fretboard, so that doesn't have to be too pretty. Oh shit. That's why I say wear gloves. Safety first. Learn by watching me screw shit up. Right. There you go. There's that. How large is this open? Good question. Wide enough, but it's not going to work anyway. Because I got to do other stuff, like measuring and things. So. Close this up here. Around, 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 around. Close the vise, around, around, around. Right. Now, got my little stick here, which is poplar. It's the same as what the neck's made out of. Although this is a bit fat, but it'll be alright. So what I'm going to do here, excuse me, a bit of a stomachache here. That is 19 centimeters, 7.5 inches. So I'm going to cut two pieces to add that length. If I can get this stuff to cooperate. Stop falling over, if you don't mind. So 7.5, and 7.5 is 15. I'm going to cut these off here. My trusty pull saw. Oops. Come on now. I really like these pull saws. They you control the blade so much better. Cuts are just straighter and more precise. Oops. It would help better if, you know, I prepared myself by actually clamping the wood down and all those sensible things. You know, instead of letting it bounce around under my hand. But nobody's perfect, but I'm as close as you're going to get. Oh, and a little stick that I fell on the ground. Now, this side's all nice and clean and smooth. That side's all nice and clean and smooth. These are all nice and clean and smooth. See? All nice and clean and smooth. Perfect for gluing. Actually, I cut these a bit long, but that's alright. That's alright. That's why they have saws. So I can cut all the rest off at the end. So here is the next part of my evil plan. couple of clamps here ready. I don't know where my other short one is. I had 2 long ones and 2 short ones, and one of the short ones is missing. So if you see it laying around, give me a yell, will you? Right. Then, a few sticks down. Like so. Get the glues. Get the glue. There you go. Spread the glue out on there. Oh, shit. Come out a bit fast. Ah, stop. Right. Spread this glue around. I've actually put way too much glue on here, but it's okay. So I'm going to clean it up afterwards, get the excess stuff off, and everybody will be happy. Except probably my wife, she's never happy. I'm sure there's probably a right way and a wrong way to do this. Most likely the wrong way is the way I'm doing it. But the thing I like about this type bond glue is it gets tacky pretty quick, and your pieces don't slide around too much. So I got them all lined up with where the nut is going to be. And I don't care how far they stick out the other end, because really that's not going to matter too much, because why? Because I'm going to cut it all down and shape it anyway. That's why. So clamp that bit on there. Nice and squeezy. Get this one on there. Give them a squeeze too. Alright, see? Still good. Now, using my finger, I'm going to clean off this excess glue. Because we really don't need that to be in the way. Best way to clean this glue up, actually, is to use a damp rag, damp cloth, or but if you've got a excuse me, if you've got a well, yeah, like a little hand towel or something that's no good for in the house anymore, for whatever reason, you can use that. And it's nice and damp. It will hold some water in there, and that'll clean up this glue nicely, which is probably it's not probably, it is the best way to do it. But because, as usual, I didn't plan ahead. I just came out and started doing stuff and get myself into a corner, what I usually do. Okay, so there you go. There you have it. There's the wings clamped onto the headstock. Right. I'm going to give them a while to dry before I go any further with that part. But in the meantime, actually, you know what? I'm going to put this clamp on facing the other way, because I don't like it sticking out like that. Alright, that's better. That's a little safer to work with, I think. Now, they say that the fretboard, which is going to be this bit, should be 20 3/8 of an inch long. And my tape measure, which I just had in my hand, found it, says that is Right. Yeah. You know what? 20 3/8. Right there. And then I use my set square here to make sure it's going to be straight. I'm trusting that the guys at the factory that prepared all this wood made that end square. I'm not going to even check it. Just going to be a leap of faith. So, again, with the neck, with the headstock gluing up, that's nice. And I've conveniently put it right in my way. So now I have to figure out another way to do this. Actually, you know what? Here's a good plan. I'll take this whole monster over here. So let's just set it up over here, out of the way for a little bit. While it sets up. Oh, and look what I noticed. My fretboard has a big ding in it. Not happy about that. But I'm going to put that down, on the downside, so it's mostly hidden, and that'll fill with glue and sawdust anyway. It'll be alright. It'll be alright. Now, again with the pull saw, got the piece of wood nicely braced in place. Yeah, it's actually good that I'm talking to you guys on the video here, because it makes me look less crazy. Because I usually talk to myself when I'm out here anyway. And now I have a legitimate excuse and don't necessarily look insane, even if I never use these videos. I can say, oh, I was making a video, and that's why I was told. Oi! Piece of wood on the floor. Right, oh, here's Belle. Hi, Belle. Belle's my dog. There she goes. She's camera shy. I'm going to show you what she looks like, but she took off. She don't like being on camera for some reason. Right, there it is. Fretboard cut to size. So that's going to go right on here like that. Oh. Need something to prop that end up with. It's going to keep tipping over. What have I got? Geez, I'm good. It's unbelievable how good I am. Right. Because this is like pretty much the same size stock as in 1x2. Well, this is actually a 1/4 x 2. But the 2 inches is the same as the width of the neck, the poplar neck. So that's, it fits nice and flush pretty much all the way on there. So I've got that figured out. Got that cut to size. Punch for another couple of clamps. Will these ones open up far enough? Yes, they will. Cool. So I've got those ones. And that one of these is missing too, by the way, if you find that. Sing out. Don't know where it went. Pretty sure it was in here just recently. Maybe I used it and didn't put it away. Yep, there it is. Found it. You can stop looking now. Right, so now while that's headstock is gluing up, I am going to set the, oh wait a minute, did I check that? I did not. I forgot to sand down that area where the dowels come out. I want that to be flat so it doesn't make a bump in the fretboard. So I've got this sanding sponge here. It's probably not the right thing, but you know what? It's working. Yeah, it's working not bad. Let me try this thing here again. There you go. That's much more better. Now another little tap of that. You know, as they say, that yeah, because now I just noticed there's a ding in my neck here as well. Actually, a couple of them. And that's probably because I'm not working in a well-prepared area where it's nice and clean and organised. I got crap laying around all over the place and probably banged it with something. So, you know, let that be a lesson to me and you. So yeah, I'll spread the glue around down here. Make sure we don't go too far because that would be silly. All the glue. Right. Oh, and I've got glue on my head, on my fretboard, which I didn't want to do. In a place where I didn't want it. So, that's no good. That's good. Put on sand it. Right. Now, make sure the glue is spread evenly over the surface. Again, I can't stress this enough. Because that way you're going to get the best adhesion. You know, like I said, there is no rules, specific rules in making a cigar box guitar that I have like found on the on any of the internet that I've looked for information. But there is rules in carpentry, some of which I obey, and making sure that the glue is well spread over the whole area, that to me is of utmost importance. So don't Alright, so you know, don't skim around on that too much. Line up the old fretboard up here, nice on top, in the right alignment. Grab this here clamp. Clamp him in place. Get this clamp here. Clamp him in place. And I suggest when you're clamping it, when you're clamping stuff, like this, a long piece, you start at one end and you work your way along. Don't put one on this end and one on this end, because it might bow in the middle and then it won't grip properly. So you work your way up. it's all flush. Wipe off your excess glue with your finger, because, you know, what else can you use? Flip her over a little bit on this side. Yep, see? When the glue squeezes out, then you know you got a pretty good job of, well, at least you know there's enough there. Right? So there's that and that. And just for the sake of argument, I'm going to put another clamp right here in the middle. So I'm going to use my vise here. Clamp that in place, because I can't have too many, I reckon. Now something else I just thought of that probably should have done at the beginning but didn't think about is when you're using clamps and stuff, these have got the rubberized head, so I'm pretty sure they'll be safe, except for this one's missed. But really you should put a piece of scrap wood, like a little piece of plywood or some shimming material or something in between the clamp and the product itself, because you don't want to damage the wood. But of course, Mr. Don't Plan Ahead didn't think about that. I'm rushing trying to get this thing finished. And yeah. Alright, so there's that. Let's see if I can tip this down a little bit so you can see it. Come on. Come on, camera. Let's cooperate. Oh, that's right, because I didn't do the right one. See? It's all clamped on there, nice and straight. Everything's holding together. All spick and span. There's that bit. Now, just notice that this poplar and this poplar isn't the same colour. It's a little bit different. So that may or may not end up looking good. But like I said, this is my first build. And see what happens. For any Cigar Box Nation people out there that are watching this, and you're probably screaming and yelling and thinking, what the hell are you doing? You got no idea. Well, that's true. I don't have any idea. But thanks for watching anyway.